Greetings, agents. We have witnessed once and again the brutality of the SCP Foundation, and the dangers posed by the anomalies they are so eager to protect. Nevertheless, we too have to be critical about the veracity and logic of the documents we unveil. Today's anomaly has several inconsistencies that make me believe that it is really part of a misinformation campaign. It mentions global events that never happened, and even suggests that the public was made aware of the Foundation. On top of that, the containment measures for the anomaly are extremely graphical, and imply despicable acts, such as dismemberment and cannibalistic rituals. Discretion and self-awareness are advised when reviewing these files. Proceed at your own risk. Item number SCP-2845. Object Class: Anomalous Entity. Containment Class: Extreme. Hazard Rating: Black. Standard Containment Policies. As per Section 4, Subsection 1 of the January Accords, containment of SCP-2845 is a joint effort between the Foundation, the United States National Guard, the United States State Department, the United States Department of Homeland Security, and the United Nations Special Task Force, Blue Alpha. Authorization of outsourced containment consultants for the purposes of SCP-2845's containment upkeep is granted in perpetuity by the O5 Council, according to Operations Policy 336.87.b. Information regarding SCP-2845 and its containment is considered Tier 3, High Security, as according to the Amendment Public Information Policy, and overseen by Special Information Team 45. Misinformation regarding SCP-2845 and its containment is widespread and a high risk of weaponization by external governments and groups of interest. SCP-2845 is under Chatterbox Protocol according to PIP 47.1.1. Special Containment Procedures. Site-100 has been constructed specifically for the containment of SCP-2845 to the following specifications. See Document 2845-C-CON for complete write-up. A central chamber containing SCP-2845 and 216 instances of SCP-2845-1. Internal atmosphere is to consist of 96.3% hydrogen, 3.25% helium, and 0.45% ammonia, maintained at -110 degrees Celsius, and a pressure of 2.3 bar. 9 concentric circular structures, designated Ring A through Ring I. 6 circular chambers are located on each ring at 0, 60, 120, 180, 240, and 300 degrees, with 0 degrees are aligned with geographic north. The floor of each chamber is inlaid with an unobstructed lead hexagram. Additional facilities and the security perimeter have no ritual-specific construction requirements. Ethics Committee Special Note: Containment of SCP-2845 has been granted a Special Personnel Requirement exception for the usage of one D-Class and one H-Class subject per containment cycle. The following procedures are to be carried out in succession during each conjunction of the Earth and Saturn, recurring every 378 days, according to the synodic period, and performed no more than 6 hours before or after true conjunction. Each procedure must be carried out by 6 individuals. The location of each procedure is denoted in parentheses. At the beginning of each period, containment procedures will be carried out in the next ring closest to the containment chamber, returning to Ring 1 upon cycle completion. Transcripts of ceremonial recitations for all procedures, and description of all variant costumes may be found in Document 2845-C-EXP. Procedure 410-Cassini. 60 degrees. Containment specialists are presented with masks: joy, sadness, anger, apathy, fear, and foolishness. And dug out ceremony Cassini, ceremony culminating in foolishness outwitting the group in a game of riddles and declaring himself king. The conclusion of ceremony Cassini is followed by a game of dice. The winner of the game is irrelevant to the procedure. Procedure 420, Perinaldo. 120 degrees. Performance of holes OP32 and 5 for flute, oboe, clarinet, French horn, timpani, and bass drum. The piece is accompanied by specific somatic and vocal components. Designated ceremony Perinaldo A. The performance must be live. Recordings of the piece have no effect. Procedure 420, Epimetheus. 180 degrees. Gifts are exchanged among containment specialists. Content of gifts is irrelevant to the procedure, but each gift must not exceed $4.28 in worth. Each gift is accompanied by recitation of ceremony Epimetheus A in its entirety, and the scattering of grain around the containment chamber. Procedure 440-Casil. 240 degrees. Ceremony Casil-A is recited as containment specialists bathe their feet with wool and consume 60 milliliters of olive oil. They then will break apart a rock, weighing at least 20 kilograms with hammers. Ceremony Casil-B is recited throughout. Procedure 450-Cairo. 300 degrees. A D-glass object is prepared by painting a symbol, ring surrounding a dot, with an arrow pointing upwards at the 90-degree point. On the stomach, with a platinum-based solution, and presented with a blue globe, crown and scepter. The glass object is then restrained in a chair, and Ceremony Cairo A is recited. After recitation of Ceremony Cairo A, the D-glass subject is castrated by use of a hand cycle by a containment specialist. The testes are then to be disposed in a bowl of salt water as Ceremony Cairo B is recited. Procedure 460-Omphalos. Vomiting is then induced, and Ceremony Omphalos-D is recited, ending containment procedures. In the case of containment breach, Site-100's nuclear device is to be detonated, followed by lockdown of all Foundation facilities and activation of Protocol 2845-XK1, strike down the moon. Statement from Containment Consultant. To Ethics Committee. January 31st, 2012. Towering Gadat, my home.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Ethics Committee, good morning. My name is Sage of the Secret Route, and I have been elected to speak with you today on the container requirements of SCP-2845. The briefing you have been provided is correct. The containment procedure requires the ritual castration of a man, and unfortunately, I am afraid that there is nothing that can be done about it. Rituals such as this work throughout the repetition of arbitrary criteria, rather than the adherence to underlying laws, as one would find through science. The belief that meeting these criteria achieves a certain end assigns power to the ritual. We make a meaning of our own devising. However, we are not totally free to do so. The ritual needs some resonance with the subject to work, and appropriateness. Hence the requirements. Some gods are only appeased with blood. I know that your organization doesn't approve of the term, but it is still the case. The stag is a god, and it is not a mild god of earth. All the same, we have, for the time being, fooled it into thinking that we have overpowered it, and that is how we seal it away. But This means that once the ritual of this sort has been set in place, there cannot be any removals or substitutions. Making revisions would require breaking containment and starting over again from the beginning. Our initial design for the ritual required upkeep every 3 days, and we could have easily trapped ourselves in that, were we not able to catch a major flaw in the binding elements before execution and reduce frequency to once a year. We were unable to reduce it further. The I's are dotted and the T's crossed. Even with the ritual in place, if the stag thought to escape, it would, and we would be powerless to stop it. The entire facility would vanish in a puff of hydrogen. So let us be thankful, then, that it does not think at all. This is an old god. It does not dabble in decisions. Decisions are for creatures who may act inconsistently. A god of this strength simply is. It is an absolute. It may choose this or that no more than gravity might. In building the ritual, we have shifted its being the slightest bit, and now it is locked into a pattern of behavior. It struggles against us, we struggle against it, and we are locked together in an eternal dance so long as the ritual remains intact. If one thing goes awry, the deadlock is broken and all is lost. We will have an unstoppable force without an immovable object. The rituals here have been divined as the best course of action. There are powerful symbols there, and whether or not you or I think they are appropriate to the situation is irrelevant. I do not know why it came here, nor to what end, but I have listened to the pillars it makes of us. They are singing mysteries close to us. They are not suffering, but they have been changed utterly. The same fate awaits us all if this fails. Thank you for your time.
Description: SCP-2845 is an extraterrestrial quadruped entity, measuring 2.9 meters in height at the shoulder. The neck, generally held in an upright position, extends a further 0.5 meters, terminating in a head with humanoid facial features. SCP-2845 possesses antlers, measuring 4.8 meters across. Antlers are white with black marbling in coloration, and have not been observed to shed. SCP-2845 is covered in hair with an average length of 10 centimeters, with the exception of the face, which is hairless. SCP-2845's coloration is primarily a pastel green, with a stripe of cream on the underside of the neck and belly. A ring of ice particles is suspended 15 centimeters behind SCP-2845's skull, measuring 1.7 meters in diameter, with a ring thickness of 35 centimeters. This ring is interrupted at regular intervals by 7 spheres of metallic hydrogen and metallic helium, each measuring 15 centimeters in diameter. The ring and spheres rotate clockwise at a speed of 1.6 revolutions per minute. The force maintaining the movement of the ring, the physical state of the spheres, and the means by which SCP-2845 is capable of supporting its head under the weight of its antlers are unknown. SCP-2845 is capable of instantaneous transmutation and reconstruction of matter. No matter is created or destroyed during this process. Transmuted matter will remain stable regardless of external conditions. Phase changes will remain in their transmuted state, regardless of outside temperature and pressure. Altered atmosphere will maintain chemical consistency and not mix with unaltered atmosphere outside the area of effect. Common transmutation results include structures of metallic hydrogen and helium. Structures do not appear to have any function or aesthetic direction, though they most commonly take organic or plant-like forms. Pools of liquid hydrogen and helium. Conversion of atmosphere into hydrogen, helium, ammonia mix. SCP-2845 will typically surround itself with a transmuted area with a radius of approximately 5 meters. SCP-2845-1 instances. SCP-2845 will use directed transmutations against attackers or obstacles. Typically, these transmutations are a column measuring 5 to 7 meters in diameter and 60 to 80 meters in height, or a horizontal cone measuring between 100 and 150 meters in length, and 10 to 30 meters in width at the furthest end. However, SCP-2845 has been observed to attack single targets at distances of up to 10 kilometers. Early observation of SCP-2845 during recovery indicated that it will generally ignore non-combatants, focusing on retaliation against attackers. However, SCP-2845 was not seen to make any attempts to spare non-combatants within the area of effect of its transmutations, and later recovery accounts indicate preemptive attacks against both military and civilian targets. SCP-2845-1 designates organisms that have been modified by SCP-2845. Instances of SCP-2845-1 are hexagonal columns, uniformly measuring 2.4 meters in height, with rubbery yellow-green skin. SCP-2845-1 instances do not have any outward sense organs. An autopsy has shown that internal organs are likewise absent, save the brain, which now takes up the entirety of the column and contains the reconstituted mass of the other organs and some additional outside materials. It is unknown how SCP-2845-1 instances derive nutrients, or if any nutrition is required. Neuroimaging of SCP-2845-1 specimens have revealed that the brain is in constant state of high activity. Analysis of multiple specimens indicates patterns of call and response, so some form of remote communication between SCP-2845-1 is presumed. Mobile variants of SCP-2845-1 have been reported, but have evaded capture and study. Addendum 1. An abridged timeline of SCP-2845 from initial discovery to containment is as follows. November 27, 2011. Initial sighting of Comet C 2011 W3. December 1, 2011. Comet C 2011 W3 confirmed by Mount John University Observatory. December 2, 2011. Comet C 2011 W3 confirmed and named by the Minor Planet Center. December 16, 2011. Comet C 2011 W3 reaches perihelion. Solar Dynamics Observatory records images of a fragment breaking off from the main body of the comet, maintaining a speed of 0.0018 c. December 16, 2011. Fragment trajectory confirmed to end in collision with Earth, with an estimated impact on December 21st. Thought station deference procedure fails as changing fragments occurs. Public announcement made by the United Nations. Evacuations of predicted affected area began. December 21st, 2011. Fragment impacts in the Pacific Ocean, 124 kilometers off the western American coast. Despite the evacuation attempts, estimated day 1 casualties caused by the resultant storm surged between 160,000 and 190,000. State of emergency declared by United States. December 24, 2011. SCP-2845 believed to reach shore. December 25, 2011. First observation of SCP-2845 through civilian video footage. First contact specialist deployed. Foundation assets within United States military begin direction of recovery and containment procedures with the assistance of United Nations Special Task Force Blue Alpha, Mobile Task Force Mu-9 Alpha 3, and Esoteric Warfare Unit Squads 3, 5, 9, and 12 deployed. Casualties high. Foundation containment sites in the region enter lockdown. December 26 to 29, 2011. Artillery bombardment of SCP-2845 commences and continues throughout 4-day period. Contact with outside containment consultants is made. It is confirmed that SCP-2845 is moving directly towards Site 150. December 30, 2011. SCP-2845 is unimpeded for 16 hours. December 31st, 2011. Overseer Council declares by unanimous vote a VK class lifted bail event. Initiation of public-facing woodwork protocols. Bombardment of SCP-2845 recommences. January 1st to 14th, 2012. SCP-2845 carves a passage through the Sierra Nevada mountains under heavy bombardment. Initial containment procedures designed. January 14th, 2012. Operation Cerunos begins. January 15th, 2012. SCP-2845 reaches predetermined containment area. Initial containment procedures enact. January 18th, 2012. Initial containment procedures end in success. January 20th, 2012. Construction of Site 100 begins. February 3rd, 2012. Finalized containment procedures implemented. February 19th, 2012. SCP-2845 declared contained. And the law. The Broken Veil. A seemingly alternate history in which the world is aware of the SCP Foundation and their influence has engulfed the whole civilization. Some files leaked from the SCP archive mention this alternate reality and the powerful entities responsible for this turn of events. Nevertheless, our sources have been unable to confirm the veracity of said documents. These files may be part of an elaborate disinformation campaign spread by the Foundation itself to mislead the public, or a cautionary tale from alternate realities. If the latter is true, then the monsters of the SCP Foundation have even less humanity than expected, performing acts way more despicable than the creatures they so diligently protect. We can only hope that our efforts expose those maniacs for what they really are, showing the atrocities they are willing to commit to fulfill their egotistical agenda. Stay strong, agents. Think for yourselves, and take action guided by your humanity. I am Virus Anonimo. We are the GOC, and you have been informed.